Hello Baranzo, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome as well. So today I'll be sharing with you the things that I've been avoiding that will cause my skin to actually break, on top of the skincare that I'm doing. So there's some like external things that I do to make sure that I do not break out. So if you're interested to know what is it that I'm doing, please keep on watching. So the first thing, guys, that I have been doing is to actually wash my hands before I do my skincare. So every time I do my skincare, I know like I'm going to touch soap and stuff, but before I do my skincare, I always make sure that my hands are clean so that I do not transfer any bacteria that may be on my hands to my face that will lead to any breakout. So the second thing that I avoid to do is to always touch my face. Like, guys, I know this is super difficult, but I've been sort of disciplining myself in terms of that. If I find myself touching my face a lot, I sort of hit myself. I don't know, that is so stupid, guys. You know, just to make sure that my face is not contaminated with anything from my hands, and you know, like I'm not transferring any bacteria. So that is something that I've been adopting, and I don't know, I've been doing great. So another thing that I do not do is to sleep with my makeup on. So if you want to see how I actually take off my makeup, I'll just link the videos down below. Also just check the card here, I don't know, somewhere here. So yeah, I always make sure, guys, I take off my makeup whether I'm tired or not, because I don't want to deal with any breakouts anymore. So I make sure that I take off my makeup. That will eliminate any breakouts and your face getting all the impurities inside and all the junk penetrating through your face, like all those things, guys. So I make sure that I wash my face every single night before I sleep, whether I have makeup on or not. So that is just a no-no for me. So I always make sure I wash my face regardless of makeup. But one thing that I make sure is my makeup has to be off of my face before I sleep. You know, we are within the pandemic, and we are always required to wear masks when we are in public. So I always make sure that I wash my masks, or I just use the non-reusable mask. And again, you guys, also the type of cloth that you use for your mask somehow has an impact. I don't know, it has an impact on my skin. I don't know what kind of cloth is that. It's like dangara, like dangara kind of cloth. I don't know how to call that cloth. Like, it's not a fresh or soft cloth of a mask. That one tends to irritate me a little bit because it's super harsh on my skin, and it's super, like, it rubs my skin, and I get irritated somehow. And I would notice that I get acne like towards the side, and that is where my problem area is. So that mask, that cloth somehow sort of increase my irritation. So I tend to avoid that cloth on my masks, and you know, go for a stretchy, silky, and all the surgical masks most of the time. That one really works super wonderful on my skin. So another thing that I've been doing is to change my pillowcases as much as I can. If I am feeling really great, I change every week, but sometimes, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I change every 2 weeks, which is not good. So I always make sure that I change my pillowcases as frequent as I can, because you guys, first of all, your pillowcase is where you sleep on. You know, if there's like a lot of things and more of like bacteria inside, like ugh. So always make sure that you change that pillowcase, because it could be really dirty. I think not could be, it is dirty, okay? And lately I've been trying to use more of you know me and fabric, it's not working, like a silky. I use more of a silk. You know what, guys, let me show you. What is this cloth? So this is what I use for my pillowcase. I don't know what that is called. I think it's silk or something like that. It's like a very smooth silky cloth. It's unlike the cloth that I'm talking about, yeah, mask. It's super smooth, it glides in nicely. So I just love that for my face. So another point that is really difficult even today is my diet. So I noticed that every time I eat things like dairy sort of foods, I kind of like have a pimple or something like that. So one thing that I am trying to do, that I'm limiting, is dairy and reduce my sugar level. Since I have been reducing that a little bit, not entirely, guys, because I don't know, I can't survive without my ice cream. I cannot survive without my milk. Like, it's just so difficult, guys. But since I've been reducing all that, and you know, I don't know which of these factors are working, but they're all working. So I'm just gonna keep on applying them. And another thing that I'll tell you guys is that I do not drink soda. Like I don't drink soda. If ever I do, it would be once in a year or 3 times in a year. Like I don't remember when last I drank soda at all. I don't know, I just never liked soda, but it's something that I don't drink. And I think the last time I drank soda was December. Yo, I was thirsty, guys. Like it was super hot, and the only cold thing that was in the fridge was soda. So I do like still here and there, maybe 3 times or once, twice, 3 times a year. I don't know, yeah. So that is something that I do not do. So another point that is super critical is to always moisturize and make sure that my face is hydrated. One thing that you do not want to do is to not have a well moisturized or dehydrated face. So I always make sure that my moisturizers or my hydrating lotions are enough for my skin and they're good for the skin, and my skin is fully moisturized or hydrated throughout the day to avoid the dryness, because the minute I feel like I'm dry, I know I'm going to break out. So I make sure I avoid such thing. Another thing which people think it's a myth is to drink a lot of water, which is something that I do not even like to put on the section here, acne and that. Like, drink a lot of water. Like, I mean, you should just drink water because it's healthy for you. So that's another thing that you need to consider. Maybe you are lacking water on your system. So another critical point when we are talking about lotions, I always make sure, guys, whether it's cold, raining, there's thunder or whatever, I apply sunscreen. So I never go out without my sunscreen, and I make sure that I go as high as possible. So I always make sure I use SPF 50 plus, and that is a lifestyle, and that is something that I'm gonna die doing. So the unfortunate one that you cannot avoid is the hormones. I tend to have like 1 or 2 pimples towards my period. That is that time of the month where your hormones are not balanced. So another thing that can actually break you guys, it is the hormones that you cannot control. Some people take contraceptives for that, which I feel like, you guys, I think I must come up with I must do another video on contraceptives, because I once took contraceptives to balance my hormones and stuff. The time I didn't have measures to actually cure the acne that I had. So when I was doing my research, people were like, no, if you take contraceptives, your acne will go down. And child, I did that, and my face was really beautiful then. Like during the course of the contraceptive intake, my face was actually doing really great, which maybe I think my acne was hormonal or something like that. But the minute I stopped taking the thing, my face just came back crying and fighting me. But I think I'll just do a video on that and which contraceptive I'm talking about and stuff. So but if it's something that is an option to you, maybe you can just go and consult to your specialist or dermatologist or whoever. Maybe they'll put you on contraceptive, and maybe that is something that will work for you. But yeah, I think I just was able to manage my acne without the pills, and I think I'm doing great without them. Unfortunately, towards the periods, I have no choice but to take care of those 2 pimples, and that will bring me to how I actually treat my pimples. Usually I just go in with a pimple cream and make sure that that thing doesn't last for 3 days. And the 3 pimple creams that I really like are the Pond's pimple cream, the Benzoic AC cream, and the BHA by Skin Functional. So that brings me to the next point of popping pimples. Another thing that I do not do is to pop my pimples. You guys, I realized something about my pimples, that even if I do not pop them, somehow that little MF the pimples will leave the scars regardless. So for me to actually not have that harsh scar, I just don't pop my pimples. And also I just feel like when you're popping pimples, like if you are not a professional or someone who is educated on that, to pop pimples, because people actually like go to the doctor to get their pimples popped and stuff, but I don't like to do it myself, and I don't think I'll actually do that because I just feel like it leaves a certain scar. Plus I just don't know how to actually pop my pimple correctly. So another point that I do not do, that I despise with my heart, is to put on scrubs on my face. So you guys, I do not scrub at all. I do not physically exfoliate. If you know that my favorite Garnier 3-in-1 has a little bit of grains in it, so I make sure that I break the grains down before I actually apply it on my face as a mask. So I always make sure, you guys, I do not buy scrubs. Like, I do have scrubs from previous years that are just chilling here, and they're just looking at me like, sis, when are you gonna pick us up? And I am never gonna do that because I have sensitive skin, and sometimes when you've got pimples and you're busy rubbing grains on your face, you just further irritate your face, and the next thing, I've got like a little blood coming out of my pimples. Sometimes my face is just irritated. So if you are someone who is exfoliating, physically exfoliating, just make sure you're gentle with your face and do it twice, or just do it and don't do it a lot of times. Like, there are people who actually exfoliate almost every day. Like, I don't understand how their skin is actually standing at that. But please, another follow-up point would be, don't over exfoliate, because that will bring a lot of irritation on your skin. So one thing that I actually do is to chemical exfoliate. I just make sure that I go in with my exfoliants that are chemical products that are chemically exfoliant on my face, just like some of the skin functional products that I have. It can be exfoliating to my skin, and that is what I need. Over exfoliating your face will literally break you than to actually help you. So you just need to make sure that you are patient with your skin. You do not need to go all in like that in order to, you know, see the results quicker. That way you will irritate your skin than to actually help your skin heal and, you know, produce all the juices and whatever it's producing. So, you know, you just want to relax, be patient, and make sure that your skin is breathing. Okay. Another point that I really hate, another point that I really hate is some of the DIY skincare. One of which is undiluted tea tree oil, undiluted apple cider vinegar, undiluted lemon juice, just undiluted harsh ingredients in general that are in the kitchen or somewhere in your room, somewhere in your house, that you are going to be a chemist and mix yourself. Some of the things I just avoid. So I do have my DIY skincare products that I do, but I make sure they're not too stripping. For instance, the turmeric and honey mask, I really like that one because it's not even stripping. But you guys, can you believe it or not, I used to put raw tea tree oil on my face. First of all, that thing smells like fish. Second of all, it's just super harsh on my skin. I don't know where I got the courage to actually put tea tree oil raw on my face. And again, I remember putting lemon juice, guys, 100% lemon juice on my skin, undiluted, just like that. Like, it's just a no. My skin, first of all, is super sensitive, and I have no idea what is it that I was doing. So I avoid such irritating DIY skincare. Another point that which it can apply and it cannot apply is stress. So stress works like this to me. So when I'm stressed, I tend to eat a lot, and the one thing that I go for when I'm stressed is your dairy, and it's something that I should cut off, or something that I'm working on cutting off or minimize. I think the word minimize is way better. So stress can actually contribute to the pimples that I have because I stress it. And again, when I was doing my research about stress, apparently there are some hormones that are released to your skin when you are stressed and stuff. So I try to make sure that I'm a little bit happy and I lighten my day in the morning. One thing that I do lastly is to make sure that I'm consistent on my skincare, and I just take skincare as more like a therapy in a way. That way I'm like, I'm working on myself, I'm doing self-care on myself, I'm doing great on my skin, and I'm just making sure that I'm reviving myself. So I have been taking skincare as more like a therapy, and that way it will help me do it almost consistently and almost every day. So one thing, if you want to see the results, be patient with your skin, don't overdo things, and make sure that you're consistent with your skin. You will have the skin that you want, hopefully, because this journey ain't easy. So just be patient and be kind to your skin, and make sure that you are happy. And just remember that you are beautiful anyhow, whether you've got scars, whether you've got pimples, whether you do not have pimples, whether you do not have scars. Just appreciate and embrace your skin, how it looks like. That is actually it, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys, for subscribing to my channel. If you're not yet subscribed, please do click on the subscribe button. Also click on the notification bell so that every time I upload, you get notified. I do everything beauty, skincare, hair, and a little bit of everything. So if you are interested in that, please do click on the subscribe button. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.